So this is my third city called Third Z's, and in this city I have reached 100,000 population and reached $1 million. And with that $1 million I purchased the Statue of Liberty for $575,000. I already had Big Ben and an arch. I forget which one it is. It's like Arc de Triomphe, yeah. So it's the Parisian Arc de Triomphe. So I also have 2 recycling centers reclaiming plastics and alloy, making a lot of money. I have trade depots selling them. I have an airport with 3 runways and 3 train stations, which are supporting all of my Big Ben, all of my tourist attractions, Arc de Triomphe, and now Statue of Liberty. I also used to have a sports stadium over here. I have a gambling hall, which isn't doing well now that my entire city is mostly high-end population. And you can see here that this city is pretty jam-packed. So that is the city as it stands now, and yeah, I've reached $1 million and built so many things. I'm not really sure. I've done everything I wanted to do. Not sure what I want to do yet. That is one of my other cities. That city, I believe, was $1 Million Baby, and that city also reached $1 million. Yep. $1 Million Baby. That had $1 million at one point. And second city was the second city I worked on. I just played with a bunch of different things here. Bunch of crazy stuff. And then here's a Great Works I built. And it is 100% full on alloy. I just need to give it metals and TVs, which I could probably do with any one of my cities right now. But, I've been focusing on city building. The city has a streetcar rail system, which you can see here on tracks. It's got a pretty heavy-duty street infrastructure. I wonder why they're not running. Hope everything's okay. There you go. Okay, it's fine. There they are. Probably just because it was nighttime or something. Yep, there they are. And kind of zooming out, you get to see the rest of the city. There's sort of recycling over here, trains, planes, and then the sort of heart of the industrial is over in that back corner. And here's just a ton of residential that I've built all around. And some amphitheaters. And again, there's Big Ben. There's the Statue of Liberty. And then the Arc de Triomphe. Crazy city, huh? So, looks like some stuff's building here. And right now I've got my taxes incredibly low at 9% across the board. So I'm basically just breaking even or just under, but I'm making so much money from everything. I mean, each month I make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alloy sales for 48,000 a piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plastic sales. So I mean, it's just an incredible amount of money. I don't know why it says 127,000. It's way more than that. You've got, 50 times 5. Maybe they're including all the sales. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm selling a ton of stuff constantly. Yeah. So that is my third city, and I'm really starting to understand it. One of the things I'll explain about how to get the density like this, you have to have money for sure, and you have to have the right roads, meaning you have to have, to get this density, you have to have the highest density street, or a high density avenue, or a high density avenue of streetcars. This you only need if you're doing streetcars. But the other critical thing is parks. And the question is, well, how do I do them? Where do I do them? What types do I do? I found the key is using the land value map. If you look at the land value, wherever I have major buildings, I've got this color, good for high wealth. Even in here, you won't get it as much. And so what you do is, you pick formal or plaza, and I tend to like when I've got little spaces, this one, because it fits in right there. And then you see how it affects it. And you can do different things. There's going to be some negative land values based on other things, but fundamentally you want to have that color. And I've used my park locations here, 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 where I can in order to get myself that high land value so that I can have all these buildings at their cost. Even around the airport I have parks to allow the surrounding neighborhoods to bulk up. So the key is to look at this tree, the parks with the land value. Tourist attractions, sure, but that's less critical. Really what's most important is this land value. And many things contribute to the land value. Parks do, good services, streets, many things contribute to the land value. Not being near industrial. So you look at this industrial over here. I've built parks just so that it's not really low land value. It's kind of in the middle-ish area. But like I said, everywhere else I've got really high land values. And there's a lot of strategies to get there, but you need to be looking at this land value graph or sort of diagram when you're doing it, or else you won't know where to put them properly. Yeah, so that is it. I have a little power plant here, which actually the wind goes out this way, so it's not a big deal out that way. But even if it didn't, you can fix that in a lot of other ways. And I'm using oil, and I'm just grabbing oil from the global source. It's cheap, but I can actually just turn that off and get power from any of my other cities and pay them for it. I can do the same with garbage. I can do the same with a lot of things. I'll just quickly show you the recycling. So I'm recycling a ton here. And if you look at the garbage, I'm collecting 12,000 recycling bins a day and 3,000 garbage bins. So I'm collecting an incredible amount of recycling. And that's from 2 recycling centers, and I have 2 garbage dumps. Actually, I have 1, I believe, actually. 2 trade depots, which is how I'm doing all my trading. Oh, one thing I did with the city planning was I built 2 streetcar avenues, one here and a major one here that cuts through my whole city. And so this is the major one, and then what happens is when I needed to make sure I kept that in mind. And you'll notice my block sizing, it's not tiny, it's kind of much bigger than in the previous maps that cities I've done. And I found that if you have it, let's say call it 4 times the size, I like to break this up. If you have it like a 4 size square, when you look at the grid, that allows the maximum density I found so far.